The name of this poem is Because He Could. It was a warm Utah summer day. The young boy was playing in the backyard, carefree and living a simple kid's life. He'd been over at the neighbor's house playing with Lennie, Rose's young son. Just two kids playing under the shade of the carport, two young boys without the worries of life. Lennie decided he wanted to be the tough kid. He was pestering me to fight. I refused, but he pressed on, and he started hitting me. I had no choice. I hit him once, right in the nose. Not hard, just a smack. It bled. A drop of blood was all I saw. Lennie put his hand to his nose, saw the blood. I had barely touched him, but the blood made him freak. He ran inside calling for his mother, Rose. I didn't give it much thought, as I had done nothing wrong. I headed home to play in the backyard. This beautiful day had turned into the defining day of my life. Rose called Othello. As Othello found me in the backyard, the beating started immediately. As I asked to explain, no chance was given. Othello grabbed my arm and started in. As I was forced forward, a full-grown man was beating a child. Every other step was met by him kicking me. As each kick raised me into the air, I tried to explain. No explanation was allowed. In this world, the only right or wrong was Othello's right or wrong. Nothing I said mattered. My pleas were ignored. The judge, jury, and executioner had spoken. I was guilty, and I would pay for my transgressions. A young boy might die for these perceived sins. A full-grown man was going to beat a child within an inch of his young life. This, I guess, at the time was allowed in the Mormon religion. Someone had to pay. That someone was me. The garage, the workbench, the belt, they all came next. The beating had started with Othello's foot, now moved to his belt. I quickly understood that my pleading to explain was on deaf ears. As the beating continued, I lost control. First, I peed myself. Then, as I lost consciousness, all of my bowels were lost. As the soul of that little boy left, with no consciousness left, the life of that little boy also left. Sometime later, I was told there was a bath. I very vaguely remember. The next thing I do remember is being in my small bed, my beautiful mother crying by my side. I'm unsure how long it had been since the beating, but she stayed by my side and cried for days. I had no way to understand what had happened, or even more why this had happened to me, to an innocent little boy with a father that beat him because he could. There is more to this story, but pain needs to be processed incrementally. I have thought about writing this poem for a very long time, and it has been a very high priority for me as it's been part of my healing process. This happened over 50 years ago, but has affected every single day of my life. But more importantly, it's affected my ability to love and to feel proper emotion. This should help explain most of the content on my channel. I love you all.